All right, so I have the presentation up. Let's see here, 1 second.
Yeah, we'll get started in about 6 minutes.
Hey, Maria. Hey, Andy. I think you are muted. Everyone's muted upon entry. I'm trying to unmute you, but I think you have to unmute yourself, maybe. Or Cheryl, can you make me the host?
Yeah.
There we are. Hi.
We said hi, Bernie. Hi, Morgan. Hi, the other lady that I don't think I've met.
Hi, I'm Cheryl. Nice to meet
Carol.
you. Thanks for joining today.
Of course. I missed the first one. So, you know, Morgan, I couldn't see the video when it downloaded, the link you sent me, the MP4.
Yeah.
It downloads okay, but then when you click it to play, to open, it does not. So I don't know if somebody else wanted to watch that and maybe I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to, because it's a large file, so I might have to upload it through Google Drive or something, or Dropbox, and send it to you.
So all the way to the download, it was fine. I don't think it would make much difference because I don't know much anyways.
Well, I think you attended this class when I gave it at Barclays a while ago.
Oh.
But you know, so it's kind of repetitive. You know, it's just the first class was really how to switch your Instagram personal page to a business page.
Okay.
I think you have that, right? And then so this one's just going to go in more content and Instagram stories and TV and things like that. So.
Okay, whatever I grab, it's good because I know so little about Instagram. It's all profit.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's a little more fun than Facebook. I like Instagram. I like the stories, really put you out there. You know, I just actually got a lead from Instagram yesterday. A buyer reached out to me. He found me on Instagram, and he's working with a realtor locally here. So you never know, you know, as long as you're out there on all platforms, you never know who's going to find you.
I've gotten a realtor off of it and a client as well.
Well, that's good. But you guys do a very good, well, you have good techniques. So I'm not surprised that you get it late. Now it's not like me, right?
Hey, but I see you posting stuff on there. So
Yeah, no, I'm posting because I get the posts from the list report guys, right? But I come ready, practically. So that's funny because I've got people following me. I don't think these people have no idea who they follow.
are you?
What
I know.
for, right?
Hey, that's good though. So more
So
people.
probably
you
to
can
copy
follow.
the pictures, right?
Yeah.
It's all good.
Well, hi everyone. I see some more people joining us. I see Deanna, Amanda, Tara. Hi everyone.
Yeah,
You guys jump on video. You can say hello here. Let's see here. Cheryl, you are still the host, so I can't unmute anyone. If you wanted to or not, you can go through there.
I'll unmute everybody real quick, and then.
The next question is, and I don't know if you.
Or maybe she doesn't want to be.
Yeah, let me. If you
Make
want to
sure
be unmuted, why don't you just put something in the comment box and in the chat box down below of the middle of your screen, and I'll go ahead and answer all the questions you have, or we'll ask Morgan because she's going to start the presentation off. So we're ready to go. It's 10:30.
Okay, great. I'll just give it one more minute here. See if anyone else jumps on. And let me do. Hi, Tara.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. I had to jump on my phone because my computer is apparently doing an update.
Oh, how fun. Perfect timing. Okay, 1 second here. I'm going to take care of my little one and I will jump on with you guys.
All right, everybody, we're going to get started in just a minute, but thank you so much for hopping on. We really appreciate you taking time out of your day to join us. We're going to go over a lot of great tips regarding Instagram, maximizing your Instagram, also regarding content, how to use the Instagram TV, certain postings, Instagram stories, and how it all, boils down into building your brand. Because at the end of the day, when you build your brand, people want to identify a person with a brand. And that's the biggest thing. There's a trust factor. So they have to build that trust. So as you post, these are things that you need to take into consideration of what you're posting and how it is going to reflect on you as an individual, but also as your business. So I'm going to let Morgan start. Morgan, go ahead, take over.
Okay, you just need to make me a host, please.
Yes. Tell me how to do that. So let's.
There should be.
There it is.
Yeah, because I usually can grab it.
Got it.
Thank you.
Go for it. There you go.
Okay, so everyone's muted right now. If you need to say something, just put it in the comments. Thank you for joining us. But we're going to go ahead and get started here. Hopefully you all have an Instagram account. If you don't, you can get with one of us to kind of set that up. But we do have a recording on the first Instagram, so this is part 2. All right, so let me share my screen here. Okay, and play. And play. Okay, everyone can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, meet the team. Thank you for joining us. We have a few team members here on the webinar, but we'll go over all of our team members here. So we are Community Lending. We're a direct lender in Fort Myers area. Actually, we can service all of Florida. So we have Deanna Rivera, branch manager, Vito Mira, our sales manager, Nathan Davis, Amanda Conder, Sarah Rivera, myself, Kyle Albert, Tara Hoopman, Stacy Lawanico, Cheryl Uhart, Yvonne Witzler, Ruth Lattice, Amanda Berry, and Seth DiBartolo. So we are all here to help you, and reach out to any of us if you need any assistance. Okay, so topics we're going to discuss today is we're going to go over building an audience, Instagram stories and Instagram TV, the powerhouse part, additional steps to build and conquer. So if you guys are note takers, feel free to take notes, but we do have a handout we can send to you after the training here. Just reach out to one of us for that. Okay, so what should you post, right? That's always a question, finding content, thinking of ideas of what to post, but I wanna let you guys know on Instagram, it's really, it's about you and your brand. So you can post listings, you can post real estate content, you can post funny pictures, but most of all, share information about yourself, okay? So post pictures of, you know, in videos of who you are and what you do in real estate. All right, and we'll just mute everyone here really quick. Make sure everyone, all righty. Okay, so what did you see today that would inspire emotion? So here, you know, this picture is not the greatest picture. You wanna make sure you're selecting pictures that are gonna inspire emotion. I'm sorry? Nope.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Oh, let's make sure everyone is muted. Hold on. Hold on, bear with me 1 second here. Participants. Let's mute her. Okay, all right. So which of your properties would appeal to leads? So this one, it looks kind of cluttered. You know, you want to give, you want to think of when you're posting a picture, is it going to inspire emotion? Is it going to inspire comments? And for someone to reach out to you about that particular property. So you want to share your life, share your triumphs, share your lessons. So like I said, don't just go strict on real estate and post only real estate content. Make sure you mix it up with funny content and personal content. Social proof. Prove how hard you work for your clients and closings at workspaces. So if you are attending this webinar, you could take a quick snapshot of your, you know, attending this webinar, trying to learn how to grow my business and better service my customers through Instagram. Share what you're doing. Show the best parts of your property. So again, you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So make sure you're taking pictures that will inspire comments and get leads. What advice, insight do you have that could turn fans into leads? So make sure you are coming across as the expert in what you do. You know, so share your advice and your insight into real estate in the area, so that person is going to reach out to you over the next person. Make sure, and it's not bragging, you're simply giving information to tell people who you are and what you do. So what do people like? So I loved you before your Instagram was pretty. So they like beautiful photos, inspirational quotes, funny quotes, memes, stories, wisdom, wins or hard lessons, demonstrate your expertise, and who are you really? So make sure you're thinking of these different things when you're coming up with Instagram content. Same goes on Facebook. You know, mix it up with these different ideas of what to post. There's tons of resources. I'm going to admit here. There's tons of resources we went over in the first Instagram webinar, as well as our Facebook webinar, of where you can find content. Maria earlier mentioned List Reports has content. We have lots of different resources for you guys, so reach out to us if you need some ideas. When in doubt, coffee posts. So I am a big coffee drinker. I don't know if you all, or maybe you drink tea or whatever you do. It's just something that inspires comments and people like. So if you post pictures of your cat, your dog, your family, your child, coffee, you know, it's the simple things that go far on Instagram. So comment, don't be afraid to comment on posts and engage. So that's, you know, same goes with Facebook. Make sure you're not just browsing and, you know, looking at other people's content. Make sure you're commenting and engaging with them. Same goes with Instagram. You could search different hashtags, find your friends on there, find customers, and make sure you're commenting and engaging. It makes you stay top of mind, and that's what online marketing is all about. You need to be social. Okay, so this is an example of what a business Instagram profile looks like. Okay, so this person is in Chicago. She's looks like she's a blogger. So share outside content, blogs, but remember, links do not populate in the actual post. The link must be in your bio. So we did go over this in Instagram part 1. If you guys missed it, please reach out to one of us and we'll get that Zoom meeting to you, as well as the handout. But again, one tip is on Instagram versus Facebook, you can't post a link inside your Instagram post. If you post the link, it's not going to be clickable. Okay, so make sure on Instagram you're using like short text and hashtags and emojis, but not links when you're putting it in the post. If you have a link where someone wants, you want someone to be directed to, for example, your website, you're going to put it in your personal bio section. Show, engage, tell. So that's what Instagram is all about. You want to show what you do, you want to engage your customers and potential leads, and you want to tell stories of what you do and what kind of service you provide. Okay, so part 4 here, we're going to go into Instagram stories. I'm a big user of these. I love the stories. They're quick little, 30-second, I think they're 10-second, not sure the time length, but they're like 10 to 30-second videos or photos you can put with little GIFs and different texts that are quick ways for people to click through. So if you don't know what those are in your Instagram, same with Facebook, you have your stories. They're at the top. Those little circles mean someone has posted a story and you can click on it and see what they're doing. Let me just let a couple people in with the waiting room here. Thanks for joining us, everyone. If you have questions, make sure to put it in the chat. We're going to keep everyone muted for now, and we'll take a little break shortly here. All right, so we're going to go through, and Dylan, 1 second. I have my son here, sorry. So stories are a powerhouse for engagement. I love stories. So Instagram stories allow users to create a feed of sequential content that will disappear within 24 hours. So that's important to know. You need to be, if you're going to go on Instagram stories, make sure you are, posting them every day or multiple times a day or once a week. But just know once you post a story, it does go away within 24 hours. And then your stories can actually be saved as posts or highlights. There's a way to, if you post something on Instagram in your stories, you can also share it to your Facebook stories. You can download it and share it directly onto different platforms too. So it'll save into your camera roll if you download your story that way. All right, 1 second here. Right, so stories can either be static photos or video. Remember, Instagram is photo-based, photo and video-based, so it has to be one of the two. So Instagram stories, how you access them is you're gonna hold down the profile photo to access the stories menu. So you just click on the circle here to view someone's story, and then you can start kind of scrolling through them. Red circles mean new stories are available from that person. Sometimes that person will be live too, so you'll get an alert that that person is live. So stories build your brand. Keep that in mind. Don't be afraid to post stories in your Instagram. They're a quick way, because sometimes when you post content in Instagram, people are following lots of different people, like on Facebook or businesses, and it's going to get lost in their news stream, in their news feed. And you may not reach your audience because they have so much content in their Instagram newsfeed. So the stories are a very quick way to reach them and reach them where you're more likely to reach them. So stories create a sense of urgency. Maybe you have a listing that was just reduced. You want to post that on there. Put, reach out and message me for information, or you could put your phone number in there. So you bond by sharing personal photos. Again, please try and not just post real estate content, but share about yourself and who you are and what you do. So post interesting, inspirational stories that happen on the job. You could post funny things. Maybe there's a funny, the bathroom has green carpet, or you found something interesting in a home. Think of things that are gonna, that maybe are appealing to you and funny to you. They're gonna be appealing and funny to others. So post visual answers to common real estate questions. So you can, in your stories, you could type out something. Keep in mind, when you type a lot of text in your story, it does kind of, people scroll through it pretty quickly. So it's got to be a quick call to action. Okay, keep it simple. So again, in the stories, you can share listing photos. You could share pictures of a dream house. You could share funny and engaging content you've seen. So keep that in mind. Definitely try and practice in stories. Just give it a try. If it's something that, you post it, you're like, oh, that's awful. The good thing is it's only there for 24 hours. And you could conduct easy market research. The cool thing about the stories, so with a normal Instagram post, you can see who's viewed your post and commented, but or how many people. But in a story, you can actually get people to engage with you. They can message back and forth. You can also see how many people have viewed your story. And it's not just limited to who is following you on Instagram. If you have your business account, it's a open, it's a public account. So you can be seen by all kinds of different people and different businesses. So other features of Instagram stories, you can save stories as highlights on your profile. We'll go into that just a little bit, but if you're on your phone, again, Instagram, you can view your Instagram account by going to it on your browser, on your laptop or desktop, but to actually post content, you have to go to your mobile device, like your cell phone. So on your cell phone, you open your Instagram account, and you can go to your profile, your business profile, not where you're seeing all your pictures and things in the newsfeed. You have to go to your profile. You click on the little person icon at the bottom right, or the photo of yourself in the bottom right, to get to your profile. And then you could actually save, there's little circles there that say highlights, and anything you have ever posted on your stories, you can highlight then. So sometimes for what I've done is, if I've attended open houses for realtors, I've put a story, I put that on my Instagram stories, and then I save it to my highlights. So anyone who's wanting to know what I do, maybe another real estate agent wants a lender to go to an open house, they're more easily to know that I do that if asked. I also post my trainings there. So kind of think of, maybe you have highlights of buyers, how you've helped them, highlights of sellers, how you've sold a listing very quickly or over asking or whatever it is. So those are some ideas. The stories are archived for later use on your end. So it's exactly what I said. Your stories are saved, and then you could put them into your highlights if you like. You could share user-generated content easily. You could tag stories to show up in the stories of that tagged followers. So we're getting a little bit, in detail of terminology in Instagram. So like Facebook, you can tag other people, you can tag businesses, and you could do hashtags. And tagging, using the @ symbol and tagging people, or tagging people in a photo, it really opens your audience up to all kinds of different people, and your story or your post is going to get a lot more engagement, a lot more views if you do that. So think of that when you're posting Instagram content. Filters, special emojis. So this is why a lot of people love Instagram. Facebook has kind of, picked up the same techniques where you could put different filters, but Instagram has a lot of really neat on their stories. It has a lot of different things. I love the GIFs on there. You could put music, all kinds of different things. And just think, you know, you don't think you're going crazy with it, but I would definitely try these couple of things because people like that. It gets more engagement because Instagram stories are very quick and people are just going to scroll through that very quickly to see the next person's story. So if you have something interesting on there and you use a little GIF or music, they might hold on to before they swipe next. Photo and video uploads. Create ads. So this is something on your Instagram, you can create ads. You can, you know, so Facebook owns Instagram. You could post an ad on Facebook and you could run it on Instagram. Or you can do a sponsored post right through Instagram, which we'll go over later. And you could share posts. So there's different ways you can actually, like on Facebook, you can save other people's posts. It does require an outside app to do that. But you can save and repost other people's posts. And hashtags. So just to go over hashtags, this is where you want to go crazy with your hashtags. So go ahead and research the hashtags, have them on a Word document or in your notes or wherever they are so you can quickly copy and paste your slew of hashtags that you've researched that are going to pertain to what you do and what, you know, think of who you're trying to reach and what they're looking for when they're on Instagram, what kind of hashtags they're gonna search. Think of keywords like on Google, okay? Other features, Instagram stories. So you could do a poll, you could do questions, videos. So these are definitely different things on your stories versus just a normal post on Instagram. So again, I encourage you to use the stories. So video, static photos, you could put text over it, you could do filters, special emojis, photo and video uploads, GIFs, which I love the GIFs, shared posts. And if you guys haven't, you know, if you're not on Instagram or you are and you're not connected with one of us, please research us on Instagram. We have a community lending page, and I believe all of our lenders here, loan originators, have a Instagram account where you can kind of search and see what we're all posting. Because sometimes we'll post content too that might give you some ideas of what to share. Tagging other users. So again, tagging is great. Let me just let someone in the room here, 1 second. Okay, great. Okay, so 400 million people using stories daily represents about 40% of Instagram's base of active users. So that's a really great statistic. So keep in mind, you know, stories are definitely something to try if you haven't tried out stories before. Behind the scene, you could do behind the scenes, you could do property tours, closings and client shares. These are great. So closings are great if you attend your closings for your buyers. You know, take a picture, show how happy they are. It really goes a long way on social media. Sold announcements, same thing. You know, people want to hear about your wins in your business. They're proud of you. So don't be afraid to share those things. Conduct polls and market research. So you could do a poll and ask, you know, here's 2 houses, which one do you prefer? People love to share their comments and, you know, their opinion. So make it interactive, use polls and question stickers, add some pop to the stories with those overlays. So again, don't be afraid to use those GIFs or text or music. And when you're on your stories, you can find that it'll come up right away of those different options you could use. When in doubt, boomerang. So if you guys have seen, or I'm sure you've heard of the boomerang, which is just like it sounds, it's a boomerang effect where it kind of loops quickly, and it's a quick loop, and it's funny, and it goes just over and over and over again. That is an outside app. So even if you've downloaded the Instagram app, you do also then have to go to your, your iTunes store, Google Play, and download the Boomerang app for Instagram. So it's something you have to use outside of Instagram, save it to your camera roll, and then upload it that way. Here's my clicker. Okay. Story options. So again, you could, when you're sharing stories, you could do a boomerang, a looping GIF created from a reel of photos. Rewind. So that's another app you would have to download outside of Instagram, the rewind option. hands-free, a 15-second button-free video, or normal, you could just do a regular video or photo. Live, right? So that's really great because when you go live, so if you're thinking of posting a video and you want to get it perfect, we're all guilty of doing that, myself included. I don't go live quite anymore or as much as I should. So if you were to go live, the benefit of going live through your stories is it alerts people. It puts an extra little oomph on your little circle in your stories, and it alerts people that you are live. So they're more inclined to click that. And it gives them like a little notification like it does on Facebook. When you go live, it tells all of your followers or your friends that you're live. And then of course, stories, you can do text-based posting, but keep in mind, Instagram is still video and photo based. You have to have that to go with it. So here's your story options. So if you're, play around with it now, I encourage you guys just to try it out. Like I said, the stories are just going to be there for 24 hours. Don't think about it too much. So on your stories, you have, just open your Instagram app on your phone, click your little photo circle in the top left, and it'll prompt you to go live with your story, or record a quick little video, or just take a photo. You could do a filter, put something funny on. There's all kinds of filters like on Snapchat. So, and then you could pop up with these options on the left here. So you could do a location. So you could tag your location, use as many as you can that are relevant. So tag your location if you're in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Naples, tag someone, take a picture right now. You guys go on Instagram, take a picture of your computer, showing everyone that you're learning about Instagram to help your buyers and sellers, and especially, your sellers to promote their listings on not just, the MLS, but on outside sources, platforms like Instagram. So go in there now, take a quick picture of your computer or yourself, tag, the city you're in, tag myself or another loan originator who invited you here on Instagram by just clicking the mention there. Do a hashtag. You could do, gosh, I can't even think of one right now, but there's tons of hashtags. You could do real estate expert, real estate webinar, South Florida realtor, whatever you wanted to do, you could do a hashtag there. You could add some music, you could add the time, the temperature outside, the more the better. And then the little one, there's a GIF. You can just, in the GIF, when it comes up with the search, type in something. You could type in real estate, you could type in sunshine, all kinds of things. You could ask a question, so that's an option there. And excuse me, you can conduct a poll, and that's it. So I challenge you guys to do that. I'll look for you later to see if you've done that. So again, here's some story examples. So at the top of the stories, there's these little lines. So each line means there's a new story available from that person. So sometimes people can post, oh gosh, like 30 little short clips or stories within 24 hours. So you have one person post tons of content. So you just keep clicking through because the little story only lasts so long. So you have different options. Maybe it's a home and you're uploading to the stories, you're uploading pictures of the home. So people just keep clicking. You could put, it's a beautiful day. I know the Haygates, they're, great about taking pictures of their life on the water and why we live in Florida and being out in the boat, and post that too. People love to see that, especially people that are stuck up north and they're cold. They want to see what's going on down here. They want to know what there is to do. What do we do for fun? You could post different events here. So get graphic designed. Make sure that any text you include on your photos is legible. So don't put too much text on your stories and don't make it too small. Experiment with different fonts and colors. It does let you choose a couple different fonts and colors. Use emojis and GIFs. Have fun with Instagram's editor feature. So have fun. That's the most important thing on Instagram, is to have fun. Don't think about it too seriously. Always be professional. Don't post political or religious content. Keep it simple. Promotions, so you can use up to 10 photos and videos. So again, if you have, if you want to highlight a specific neighborhood that you love, that you're farming in, and you want to gain more buyers in that neighborhood, go take a walk through, take a drive, take pictures, or Google the neighborhood and grab some pictures that way. You know, and just put highlights about why you should live there and how wonderful it is. You can use up to 10 photos and videos in your stories. High resolution, make sure they're high resolution, make sure they're full screen. You know, don't get too crazy with exactly the sizing. You will see you can resize things on the stories. They don't have to be perfect. Right, something with not too much text on it, because sometimes it'll get cut off. And you can't rely on auto-playing audio or video. Most story ads are viewed without sound. So therefore you can put a video that you're talking, or you could put music, but most people, when they're browsing on their phone, they don't have the sound on. So keep that in mind. So, you know, call to action, something quick, a great photo, quick little text, maybe a GIF or something on there. Okay, so I'm gonna just pause it for 1 minute here. We have quite a few people on. Thank you so much for joining us. If you guys have any questions, just put it in the chat box. Otherwise, again, reach out to one of us if you would like this recording, or if you missed the first one, or if you just like the handout. It has a lot of these different things on there. Okay, so Instagram TV, you are the star. So you may not have known Instagram has their own TV channel like Facebook. What that is really just, it's a longer way to post your video. So if your video goes over a certain amount of time, you're gonna have to share it on your Instagram TV channel. So you get your Instagram TV channel, so you become an Instagram TV star, okay? So Instagram TV allows longer videos. So think of this as, if any of you use YouTube, YouTube is great. You know, YouTube is owned by Google. It's amazing, but definitely keep in mind Instagram is just as great and amazing. You know, give a try for videos on Instagram. So up to 10 minutes or an hour for some accounts. You can make your own show. So, you know, you could be the star again. Tailor video link to your audience's average viewing time. So again, I mentioned earlier in the presentation, I just got a lead yesterday from Instagram. And Cheryl has as well. So you never know where people are going to find you. You need to be everywhere. If you're the expert in your business, if you're serious about growing your business, you have to embrace these online platforms. And if you don't know, all you have to do is reach out to someone who does, or Google it. You know, just there's all kinds of resources online for you to learn how to utilize these platforms like Instagram and Instagram TV and stories. So Instagram story is a tailored video link to your audience's average view. Oh, I'm sorry. You're supposed to tailor your video link to your audience's average viewing time. So again, unless you're doing a podcast or something, you don't want your video to really be longer than, 90 seconds. You know, I wouldn't go over that, or a few minutes, maybe 3 minutes at the longest, which is 90 seconds. Or not 90 seconds. Oh my goodness, I can't do math and I do mortgages. Next slide. Instagram TV best practices. So keep branding consistent. Keep timing and theme consistent. So if you are going to embrace Instagram TV, make sure you are thinking about the content you're posting and what you're putting out there. Don't just put random videos. Okay, so have a plan. Record it vertically. So again, Instagram does have where if you record a video horizontally, you can resize it so it's not cut off, but Instagram TV does not, I don't believe. So you want to keep in mind, even when you're taking a picture for Instagram or recording a video, always best practice is to keep your phone vertical. So come up with interesting ideas, hashtags, hashtags, hashtags. This is how people find you. Research hashtags, post them in your content. This is how people will start to follow you, and you'll gain a very quick following this way. If you don't use hashtags, people will not find you as easily. So Instagram Live, again, this is, first we start with just utilize your Instagram account, make it a business account, post content in there to show up in your followers' news feeds, photo, video. Step 2, get used to doing stories. It's really great. Step 3, Instagram TV. If you are big on video, that's really the way to go. Step 4, Instagram Live. So live on Instagram, you could start a video right on there. And again, the benefit of that, just like on Facebook, when you go live, is for people to get a notification that you're going live. So they're more inclined to watch your video. So videos will only be saved if you toggle save shared photo on your settings. Keep that in mind. And the benefit of this too is it shows number of users viewing and joins, just like on Facebook. When you go live, people can comment and engage. So that's really what you want to do. If you're live at an open house, I know right now we're not going to really go live at a lot of open houses, but once we do, once we start doing that again, make sure you go there and you go live and you're telling people you're there waiting for them and why this property is amazing, and you want to answer any questions they have. So Instagram Live, this is the settings, the story controls, what it gives you. You must turn on save. Again, if you go live, it's not going to save your video. You have to turn on save to archive it to your gallery in the settings to save your live recording. Otherwise, it will delete. Okay, so share, encourage, and design. Take more photos. So your analytics here, it's gonna, the benefit.
So hungry.
The benefit of your Instagram business account is you get analytics to review and data to see what you're posting and how many, to see if your posts are reaching people, your stories, gives you insight that you're not just scratching your head trying to figure out what's out there. I don't know if you all see my son here. He's popping in and out in the background. Let me just go through this one and then I'll turn it over to you, Cheryl, if that's okay. So analytics, in-depth for business profiles, see where people are coming from and where they're going. Understand what's working, hashtags, profiles, stories, see where you're spending your time and where you should be spending it most. Maria said, throw my son a cookie. I know, I gave him a popsicle trying to bribe him to not come over here.
I'm gonna go look at.
So the analytics, you could see how many saves you have. You could see how many comments are ideal. You can see the algorithm. Algorithm favors engagement, likes, shares, saves, and comments. So again, if you have never looked on your Instagram business analytics, take a peek, see what's out there. Okay, so Cheryl, I'm going to give this over to you if you don't mind.
Yep, let me just get it set up. Did you switch it over to me as the host?
Let's see. Okay. Stop. 1 second. Did you get it, Cheryl? So I'm going to stop sharing. Do you have yours up?
Yep, just 1 second.
At this time, before we switch over, if you guys have any questions, please let us know. Put them in the chat box. Again, we have a handout at the end. We can send you the recording of this. Or if you have questions, please let us know.
Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen. Give me 1 second.
Okay. And again, thank you so much for joining us.
Hello.
All right. Can everybody see it? There we go. So as she mentioned, this is definitely the powerhouse part when it comes to the analytics. So when you look over at the left-hand side of the screen, excuse me, your right-hand side, you're gonna see how it has that circle of where everything comes from. So this is important. So every time you select on your post or your video, it'll say view insights. So when you click view insights, this is where you're going to see how everybody is finding you, or who's watching you and where they're watching you from. So you'll see over here, it has hashtags so people that followed those hashtags, there was 3,282 of them that saw this post just because you added a hashtag. How many people are from home, how many people viewed from your file, your profile, and so on. So I know going through mine, I was actually curious and, checking out a couple of videos, and there was one in a matter of a couple hours, it reached 166 accounts, had 48 people were from hashtags. So it's very important, like she said, to use those hashtags because it's very hashtag driven. But this is how you can find how you're doing and determine what content you need to maybe pivot or switch up a little bit. So that's really, really good information there and how to find it. So how you're going to find it is you're going to go to your actual post and you're going to click Insight. And that's going to show you all those details. It'll show you how many people liked it, how many people commented, and so on. Okay, so you want to have saves and comments, obviously. So the saves are that little banner at the top, right? This one has 276, and then there's many comments. So what you're posting, you want to have a lot of engagement with. Like she said, ask questions, do a poll. Things like that is going to get engagement. So the more engagement you have in comments and saves, the more it's going to benefit. And that's when the comments and the saves and the shares, that's where the algorithms, they favor the most. So this is what's going to give you the best bang for your buck. Let's go over when you are posting, you want to wow your audience, but only with positive messages, positivity, like she said, inspirational quotes, beautiful, beautiful posts. Let me see, are there people commenting? Okay, Tara says, how do you find good hashtags to use? So finding good hashtags, like she mentioned, you can also follow other people, see what hashtags they're using. Some things, for example, keywords, like when you go to Google search gives you websites mostly based on keywords that you put in, because Google is website driven. So Google and websites, they're not very interactive, but the social media is. So you want to find those keywords that speak to your audience. So if you're working with sellers, you know that they're probably trying to figure out how to stage something. So if you post a photo of a beautiful home, a beautiful kitchen, and maybe hashtag housing project, or hashtag home sweet home, or a DIY. A lot of people follow DIYs. So those are hashtags that are good to gain attention, and that's what's gonna build that audience. So you can actually go onto your Instagram and you can go to your search button, and when you go to your search button, you can actually look up the hashtag sign. You'll see when you touch the search engine, it gives you an option to put the hashtag. Click that hashtag, type in a keyword. And when you type in that keyword, you'll see how many people actually post to that. So you want to post to the ones that have the most. That way you get the most attention when you're making those posts and you use those hashtags, it's going to pop it into that hashtag page. So I hope that answered your question.
If I may too, so once you research a hashtag, if you just research Southwest Florida real estate or Florida real estate or real estate, right, it'll tell you how many people, like Cheryl said, and then it'll also give you suggestions on other hashtags that have a lot of followers. So those are the ones you want to use.
Awesome. Because it's like she said, when you're doing your TV, when you're doing your post, this is your audience. So Instagram is all about engagement. So what you post, you want to post something that's going to get somebody to respond. Okay. You want them to like it. You want them to share it. So especially if it's something relevant, like right now, the housing crisis, people are thinking there's a housing crisis when we're still okay. It's a little bit, slower, but we're still okay. So maybe hashtag something like that, and then they start to engage and they start to reply. You want to share your posts also in your Instagram stories. As she mentioned, the Instagram stories is where you can really do a lot of different things to it with your emojis and with music. It's going to get attention. So you want to engage with your audience. And that way, that's what's going to grow you, your brand, and your business. Audience participation. You want to invite people to participate. Maybe post it on your Facebook page. Here's my Instagram. What's yours? And I guarantee you a bunch of people are going to start putting it in. Start following them. Start asking questions in your stories. You're going to, you guys can probably say that. You want to ask questions in your stories and posts. How long have they been a homeowner? Or, you know, did they recently redo their kitchen? It's beautiful. Little things like that that gain attention. Oh, for some reason, it's not, there we go. Posting the polls is important because that also gives a lot of engagement. The yes and no questions. Don't ask them to respond with a whole sentence. It's keep it yes and no, and then you can continue the conversation from there and ask additional questions. You want to share testimonials of your closings, some positive energy, saying, look, this person closed. How awesome is that? Congratulate them. Happy birthdays. Using the emoji slider also to gauge interest. And then the more you talk to people, the more that they engage. So again, don't ask all the questions at once. Do it in little increments, because remember, every time you comment, it's going to pop your post up to the top, and it's going to let more people see it over and over again. Scheduling. Now, here's something you can do if you just say, I don't have enough time in my day. I can't continue to be on social media all day long because we have things to do. Understandable. So you can do scheduling for your Instagram. Now, scheduling, it must be from a smartphone only. And, oh, hold on, I gotta move this. Here we go. There we go. When you schedule, it has to be from a smartphone, or you can do like an auto load of your photos and your captions and all of that to your clipboard. When scheduling, it's not done through Instagram itself. You do have to use an outside source to do that. So some of those outside sources, I believe, are you can use Later, or there was Hoot something. What was it, Morgan?
Hootsuite.
Hootsuite. There you go. There's a whole bunch of them you can do. They do cost. Not sure how much they cost, but you can use those, and they do have like the trial periods and stuff, just to see kind of how you like it and determine if that's something that's more convenient for you. Because time management's important, and we can't be on social media all day long. However, if you can use the scheduling, it would definitely benefit you. Apps to make your, I've got this like thing in my way. Here we go. Apps to make your photos even better. There we go. There's Mender, Adobe Photoshop Express, Snapseed. You can use Visco. Let me get this all the way up here. Pixlr and Facetune. Sponsored posts. Now, business accounts can be sponsored posts. So it's not the same as an ad. It looks like a normal post, but it's definitely not an ad. So it provides more reaches, more likes, and more engagement. So if you did want to sponsor something, it's kind of like boosting, how Facebook allows you to boost. So boosting, you do have to pay, obviously however much you want to spend on it. But when you're going to sponsor a post, make sure it's a post that had great content and had already great response, engagements, and so on. Because if it doesn't, you're not going to reach that many people, because it's all about content. So show up depending on the viewer's interest, and search the history and your goals. So just like I said, it's just like boosting on Facebook. And I'm going to check the chat real quick.
I'm trying to monitor it. Just
That's okay.
yeah. If anyone,
Amanda's asking if the hashtag should be more unique to you. It depends, because it depends on your interests. So if you have specific interests that are unique to you, you can certainly follow those hashtags, but keep an eye, like we said, see how many people follow them, and then you'll know when to use them. Okay. All right. So you want to definitely be consistent, and you want to be strategic. So make sure when you're posting, you have a strategy to doing it. Don't just post a post. Make sure it's something that means something, something that can add value to somebody else. So there's additional steps to building and conquering. But like Morgan mentioned, the link that's in your bio. You want to change that on a weekly basis depending on the specific content that you're promoting. So like she said, like we said in just the last slide, you want to be strategic. So if one week you want to discuss strictly some DIY, some upgrades to the home, you're going to want to put a link in the bio about maybe something that gives them a bunch of different unique tips on how they can change the look of something on a you know, a decent budget, not spending too much money. Or if it's something that goes to your personal page with all your listings, this week I'm going to promote my listings. Those are the things you want to make sure you change on a daily basis. So stay in touch with your friendly audience and be friendly, obviously. Instagram is about influence, so you want to make sure that you're charming, like and comment on other accounts. So this is definitely the time to engage. It's the time that clearly we have been forced to go digital, so this is the time to go digital. Make sure you're using it wisely, but also get familiar with it because you have nothing but time on your hands at this point. But we want to make sure that when you are posting that you're making sure you're keeping your brand in mind, because nobody can explain your brand and sell your product or sell your business better than you can. So you want to make sure that when you're doing that through social media, that you're setting the right example and giving the right impression, but most of all, have fun with it. So here is our contact on how you can follow us at Community Lending. And we thank you so much for being here today. We hope that you found it beneficial. We hope that you're getting at least a couple of things out of it, if not everything, to start making some changes in your personal pages and your business page. And if you have any questions, now's the time to put them in the box. We are going to be having our next webinar on Monday, what's the date? The 20th, and that is going to be on video marketing. So feel free to reach out to the loan officer that invited you today, and that way they can send you the link to invite you to that webinar. It's going to be at 10:30 a.m. Morgan, you have anything else to add?
No, I think that's it. I just, thank you for being here. I will give an opportunity to, if anyone else wants to say anything from Community Lending. Tara, Amanda, if you're on, please jump on. Let us view your beautiful faces. Say hello to our group. But like Cheryl said, we're excited to do these webinars for you guys. We'll do them twice a week at least. They will be hosted through Zoom, so you don't have to worry about, getting ready and going to the office or anything. So you can join from your phone or your computer. If there's a topic you want to hear about, please let us know. We have tons of time on our hands right now, right, to go over different things. And I think that's it. If you would like the handout, reach out to us. We'll be happy to send that to you. So I see some people want that. Just remind us, sometimes we, through the Zoom here, we don't see who you all are. You might be joined on your phone, so make sure you're reaching out to one of us for that information.
Yep, so Monday's
so it's a fun platform. Don't be scared.
Yeah, Monday's going to be the video marketing. Then on Tuesday, we're actually throwing a little bonus in there. We're having another Q&A. It's just like a coffee meeting at 9 a.m. It's going to be with the Real Deep inspection. So we're going to be asking the home inspector what to expect during this challenging time when it comes to inspecting properties. So even if sellers have questions and they want to jump onto this coffee meeting, it's not just exclusive to realtors, it's open to the public. So feel free to jump on, or we will be posting it in the Agent Acceleration group. So that way you can jump on and ask the home inspector any questions that you have and what they can expect. That'll be 9 a.m. on Tuesday, the 21st. So we'll send that out in the group as well. Does anyone from the team want to jump on and introduce themselves?
They're hiding.
It's all right. Well, we thank you all for being here today. We really appreciate it. We'll send that handout to you. And if there's anything else that anybody on our team can do for you, please do not hesitate to reach out. If you have a team that you would like this exclusively to your team, we have plenty of Realtor Success webinars that we can do virtually. And then hopefully once everything is done and over with, we can also come to your office and do them for your team. So feel free to just reach out to your loan officer and ask them about hosting one of these webinars for you guys.
Awesome. And I see Amanda there. Amanda, you want to say hello really quickly? Where are you? Can you unmute her, Cheryl?
Yes, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead.
Hey,
Hi, Amanda.
everybody. Hi. So glad you guys could make it. I'm Amanda with Community Lending. And we all learn something new every day. So I'm glad that we are able to provide you guys with a little bit of value to help your business. Please sign up for the other ones. There's a lot of great info. The Q&As that we will be holding are going to have a lot of information as far as, some of the bigger questions that have been asked throughout this pandemic and how we can continue to be successful. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and I want everybody to just kind of be positive and stay positive and know that we're here for you guys through all of it. With any questions you may have, call us anytime.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, you guys stay healthy, stay safe. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.